about to feed Darius and Midas. A younger boy, Midas, and Darius has been neutered, so we can put him with almost anyone. He's really good-natured, and we've had him for a long time. So we need to empty the buckets of water, and then we put a scoop in each, 1 scoop per alpaca of the dry food. This is called Camelibra. It's special food for alpacas, and as you can see, they really like it. It's got lots of minerals in it because on the high altiplano they live on volcanic rock, and it's very scrubby vegetation with a lot more minerals in it than our nice rich grass. Here we have Midas and Darius. Midas is a year old. He's really big for his age. He's the fawn one. We thought Midas was quite an appropriate name because he does look as though he's made from gold. We thought he might make a stud, but he's not quite good enough quality. If you look at the front of him, on his chest, he's got lots of fine hairs, and those are what we call primary fibres, thicker hairs, which show that his fleece isn't quite as good as it needs to be for a stud. Darius did work when he was younger, but he got a tooth abscess, poor thing, which wouldn't go away, and we were worried that that might be an inherited trait, so we had him neutered. He's very good-natured and quite used to going in with youngsters and females and everyone. And as you can see, they really like their breakfast. Neil is going to attempt to catch Nefertiti and remove a brindle from her coat. The little babies have very fine fleece which catches all sorts of dirt and is a bit of a magnet to brambles. As you can see, Nefertiti's okay. Handling alpacas takes a certain amount of care. They don't naturally like being held and petted. If they're held out in the wild, that would mean they were about to be breakfast for a wild dog or a jaguar or something like that. But as long as you approach them gently in a confined space, then you can catch them, and they do get used to it, although I wouldn't say they like it. And here you can see Neptune, the other little baby, getting stuck into the food. In the middle of the picture is Fleur, a nice pale toffee colour, and then that's Jeannie just looking round, who is Neptune's mum. And then on the other side we have 2 black alpacas either side of Fleur. That's Designer Girl, who's just looking at us, and in the corner is her daughter Guinevere. Still not coming in to have her food, so we'll feed her outside. She's quite used to us and eats quite happily from our hand, as you can see. There we are, and you can maybe see the granular food that they eat, the Camelibra. They've still got plenty of grass, so they haven't really made much impact on the hay. But as I said, we always make sure they have hay because that's really good for them. have the babies and we're starting to get them used to halters. So we start by just putting the halters on during the feeding, and we just leave the halters on and let them get used to it. And with any luck, they'll associate having halters on with eating. That's the theory, although neither of them seem terribly interested in eating today. And then once they've had them on a few minutes, we take them off, and it's just a big non-event. Nothing much happened, so no need to worry. Over the course of the week, hopefully they'll get so used to it, because the intention is that next week we'll be moving them. Empty. Midas and Darius were living in that field, but we wanted them in another field to keep the grass down. They'll be moved back here in a week or so. Managing the grass and keeping it in good condition is an important part of looking after alpacas. So here we are with our 3 stud males. And on the left we have Lucian, a white alpaca. In the middle is Greg, Rushmere gregorius, Grumpy Greg as we call him, who's a bit boisterous. He wants to be head of the herd, but Lucian is having nothing of that. And then on the right is an Appaloosa stud male, Luna, who's pretty laid back but won't let Greg boss him about. So stud males are all about posing and hierarchy, and they do like to have spats just to check who's the boss. You can see Greg's eyeing us up. He has actually won lots of prizes at shows. He's very good quality.